And sorry, we are back. I do apologize. Apparently, the races were extended tonight, and there are actually three races and not two. That is completely my fault, and I do apologize for that. But we are back with the races now. The races are back on, and that is completely my fault. We're watching Kevin McClone go around the track at the moment. But I do apologise for that. I really did think it was three races. Really did think it was two races and not three. But they changed the format for the ring. I'm gonna leave you with Kevin McClone doing some laps of the ring by himself, and we'll be back once the racing begins. And we are back with the grid for race 3, which is the final race. As again, I do apologise for shutting the stream down early. I did not know that it was three races and not two, but I do know now. So we are back. Paul Donkin is on pole with Michael Tucker P2, Andy Montgomery in P3 with Alexander Martin in P4, Kevin McClone in P5 with Anthony Mott in P6, Tom Smith in P7, Mike Hart in P8, Havanis with a name I can't pronounce, in P9, with Martin Thomas in P10, Richard Abra P11, Chris Knox in P12, Carl Galloway in P13, with Michael Seal in P14. They have started their formation lap, so we are going to go on board with Michael Tucker. This should be a very good race, as it's the last race of the evening, and everything is going to be all out. Everything's going to be dropped. Everything's going to be going. Let's see what these guys can do. Sorry, I've got a very bad throat, so I have to keep coughing. I do apologise. Coming round the final corner. What are they going to do on race number 3 out of 3? And they're already in the wall. Michael Tucker, Annie Montgomery are already in the wall. But we're going to the race. Lights out and away we go. And Alex Martin is in the wall as well. Coming back on track. Really bad rejoin there for Alex Martin. Puts another person in danger. We're going to move a little bit up front to Mike Hart, who's at the front of the pack. Paul Duncan got a very, very good start. Already got a 2-second lead. But that start was questionable, to say the least. They're all checking each other up. Richard Abra has crashed. We will go back to that in a bit. What an eventful start. I've never seen. I'm still trying to figure out what actually happened. We'll have to go back and watch it in a bit. But Kevin McClone and Tom Smith, Havanis Jevagayan and Martin Thomas and Anthony Mott, all in this little pack of 5. I don't know how to count. Pack of 6. These guys are going very, very well, as they have been all night. These guys are going all at it, as Mike Hart has pulled a gap. We're going to move a little bit further back to see what's happened. Back here, Kevin McClone and Tom Smith, Havanis Jevagayan, Anthony Mott and Martin Thomas are all having a little bit of a battle back here to get into the podium position. It'll be very interesting to see what happens during this race between this pack of 5. These guys are sending it into the corners as always. This is the final race of the night, so everything will be on the line. These guys are extremely quick as always, as we see Kevin McClone and Tom Smith having a battle here. We've got 2 cars in the pits. Andy Montgomery and Chris Knox has had an incident. Chris Knox has jumped to the pits Chris Knox is out of this race. So he was doing so well in the first two, but in the third race he just couldn't get it done, unfortunately, and Chris Knox has had to leave, or at least go back to the pits in this race. Very unfortunate for Chris, as he's been doing so well all over the evening. He's been doing really, really well to gain positions all across the evening, and it is extremely close between these guys, as always. But Tom Smith and Kevin McClone Kevin McClone is pulling a gap on Tom Smith, but this is the closest battle we have on track at the moment. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens and how it unfolds. These guys are still pulling gaps, but this is, as I said, the closest battle we have on track at the moment, as they're coming into the back section of this amazing circuit as we know it. These cars do sound amazing though, with their very nice 100 power engines. These cars actually raced at Le Mans for a very, very long time. They raced, I think, for about 5 or 6 years, and they were always very, very good to watch and to drive, as said by a few of the drivers. We're going to move a little bit further back, as Martin Thomas has actually closed the gap on Havanas in front of him, so Martin Thomas may be able to get the move done soon. Martin Thomas, definitely the gap has closed to Havanas in front of him. Havanas, who came second in race 2, but Martin Thomas may be able to catch him. He's lost all that time again going through the final corners, so it's going to be very difficult for Martin Thomas to actually gain, but we're going to see what happens. Martin Thomas is closing up on Havanas. It's getting very, very close between these two, but the racing has calmed down a little bit, and I really don't know what to say, but this gap is getting quite close now. I wonder what these guys are going to do, where Martin Thomas has planned to get the move done. He's closing up now quite a bit, 0.3 of a second from 1 second at the start of the lap, which just shows how quick you can gain time around this circuit. Martin Thomas did get the move done on Havanas, but it was a pretty standard move. There was not much to say about it. We'll go and watch it back. But Martin Thomas getting the move done. Havanas just locking up and keeping it on track, with Martin Thomas shooting up the inside. And Martin Thomas has pulled that gap out again. Richard Abra at the back of the field catching Alexander Martin very, very quickly. Richard Abra catching, he has caught about 2.5 tenths through the past 3 corners. What we're going to do is we're going to go back through the first incident that we had. Let's watch Chris Knox first. And the timing software, let's press play. There we go. Chris Knox here, getting a, did he just cut the grass? Oh, lost it, hit the wall, and he's going to hit the other wall. No, he isn't. He's going to come back into the track, and I don't know what happened after. I think he crashed again. Oh, he had a meatball flag. He must have had a meatball flag as he reset straight back to the pits. Just after him, we had Andy Montgomery. That's Chris Knox coming back to the pits. Sorry, do apologise. Andy Montgomery just coming around here through the left-hander, and what happened to Andy Montgomery? Andy Montgomery just having a little clip of the curb. Yeah, little clip of the curb on the side of the car into the wall. And that was Andy Montgomery having his little incident. Alexander Martin, after that, having his incident of the race. Go up the left-hander, gets loose. He doesn't get loose. Does he not slow down? What's going to happen? He doesn't get it slowed down. Hits the curb, hits the wall. Has a very, very big accident. Very, very nasty in real life. But thankfully, we are not in real life. That's the joys of sim racing. And Anthony Mott here. Go on the left-hander, clip the grass on the entry. And he kept it out of the wall. No, he did not. And he stuck to the wall. And somebody has come on and whacked him on his underside. Richard Abra has whacked him on the underside of his car. Very unfortunate for Richard Abra, but Richard Abra has crashed as well. I think this was this incident. What did Richard Abra see from his perspective? Let's watch on board. Oh, this isn't the incident. Richard Abra just losing it, and then the tyres were a little bit too hot. Spins, and then he jumps back to pits. Rightly so. And now we're going to ride on board with Martin Thomas, because Martin Thomas is quite close to Havanis again. Martin Thomas has been passed by Havanis Giovanainen, and Martin Thomas is going to be gaining on Havanis I'm going to call him Giovanainen because I cannot pronounce his surname. I do apologise for that. Just coming around onto the final lap. Well, I say coming around onto the final lap. We've got a little bit more to go, going through the final section, but they are not far off coming on to their third and final lap. Going to get the move done on the inside, going into turn 1, into the final corner. He does, but gets a very, very big slide on. And very nice move there from Martin Thomas. White flag now. And Paul Donkin is still in the lead. Paul Donkin with a 5:58, so very, very quick lap. And he's not intending on slowing down. Paul Donkin still going hard and strong. Gonna have to move a little bit further back because there is a battle forming. Again, I say forming. It has been going on all race. Havanis trying to catch Martin Thomas. Is Havanis going to get this move done before the end of the race? I think he is. At some point, he has to find that move, but he may be able to do it. got to try and find where he can get this move done, but he should be able to do it nice and easily. If not down here, going on to the very long straight at the back end of the circuit, all he has to do is stay behind Martin Thomas, and it is getting extremely close between these guys. Martin Thomas pulling away from Havanis. Just pulling that gap, which he needs to do if he doesn't want Havanis to get the slipstream coming on to the final straight. It's going to be extremely close between these two coming onto the final straight, as if he catches, he is going to be right on his backside going down the final part of this circuit. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens there, because if they are really, really close going onto the backstretch, he's going to, Havanis is going to have the slipstream coming down the back straight. All the gap needs to be is just about a second, if not less. And the lower it is, the better the slipstream is. Coming around the bottom-hand corner, halfway through the track now, going through probably one of the most famous corners on this track, the carousel. The carousel is where a lot of people stand for the 24-hour race, as it is probably one of the most exciting bits of the track. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens on this final lap. Martin Thomas has crashed. Martin Thomas has actually sorry, I don't know what I dropped. Martin Thomas has actually had an incident. I completely missed that. I thought that Havanis was still chasing him down. We're going to go back and see Martin Thomas and see what incident he had. Is he just coming into the corner? Yep, going a little bit too hot in the walls, and there he is spinning. I completely missed that. I do apologise. I don't know how you can miss that, because it was a rather large incident. But I did. We're back to live racing as we see Paul Donkin 22 seconds ahead of anybody on circuit. He has no intent of slowing down, and he must be going quicker on this lap than any other lap that he has done. Paul Donkin running amazingly well today. This is going to be very, very interesting coming into the final corners. Paul Donkin has led pretty much this whole race. He started on pole. He's run it to the checkered flag, coming down the final straight now, and he's still in the lead. This is going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. Coming onto the final corner now. I think we've lost game sound for some reason. We have lost game sound. I do apologise for that. But coming through the final corner, Paul Donkin is going to take the win for this race. Amazing work by Paul Donkin. Amazing work. Winning the race with a 5 minutes 58 fastest lap, which is outstanding from Paul. In P2, we're going to have Mike Hart, and P3 is going to be Kevin McClone. P4 is Tom Smith. P5 is Havanis with a big, big incident coming over the line. Martin Thomas is going to be in P6, and is he going to... I don't think he's... Oh, yeah, good man. He's not going to hit Havanis. Alexander Martin, P7, and that is the last of the finishers. A lot of non-finishers in this race. I really don't know why we don't have any game sound, but here are your official results of the evening. Very, very good racing all night. Very, very good racing. There was obviously a few incidents, as to be expected, but that was very, very good racing from all of these drivers throughout the whole night. I know we had a few mishaps on stream, and I really do have to apologise personally for that, as it was completely my fault. But I really didn't realise that there was 3 races and not 2. But for the second and final time, I am going to say goodbye from Absolute Sim Racing. It has been an incredible night. I don't think I have anybody to interview. Oh, yes, we do. We have Irish Kev. I can't drag him in, so we're going to go up there. Hello, can you hear us?
Loud and clear.
Ah, that was really good racing from you, mate.
Yeah, enjoyed that.
Yeah, what were you thinking in the third race? What was going through your mind going into that third race?
There've been a few tips and bangs in the second race that kind of got me rattled, so I wanted to ultimately knew I was going to be hard push chasing Paul, but I wanted to try and get second or third.
Yeah, and you did. You got third, which is amazing driving. P3 from Mike Hart. You were catching him at one point.
Yeah, I was, and I cut the grass coming over the top of Flansgarten. Just got it wrong and got a penalty and had to serve a 1.1 second penalty, so had to find somewhere to lift off. So went through Flansgarten, went up over the hill into Flansgarten 2 down into Schwalbenschwanz and tried to lift there a little, and then as I came out of Schwalbenschwanz towards Kleine Carousel, lift again.
You did really, really well, and if you hadn't got that slow line, you would have definitely caught him.
I don't know for sure, to be fair. I was about 1.7 seconds off him, and he's got some pace in fairness to him.
Yeah, he has a lot of pace. He has a lot of pace. Paul Donkin, though, leading the whole race from start to end, and he set a 5:58 as his best lap, which is absolutely rapid.
Yeah, and in practice during the week, Paul and I were running first and second, and he was doing 5:55s with 15 kilos of fuel on board. So he was, there's a big difference in the car when you put 32 kilos into it. It starts to understeer really badly. So he's done really well. Fair play to him.
Just before we let you go, then, is there anybody you would like to thank for this race? Anybody you want to thank? Any on stream?
I know there's an awful lot of people who follow on stream and tune in every week to watch these races, and they live since October last year in the vain hope that one day I might mention them. So tonight is not going to be that night. So
what an ending to what a night. Well done, mate. We'll catch you in the next one.
Take it easy. Thanks very much.
Yeah, you too, mate. That was Kevin McClone there, finishing P2 throughout the race. Very, very good racing from all of these drivers, as always. As he said, there were a few knocks and bangs, but that is racing. That is how racing goes. This race will be live on the ASR YouTube channel, as well as the other stream, as of course we ended it a little bit early, unfortunately, but we're back. We got the third race in. We hope everybody enjoyed it. It was really fun working with all of the guys from PureGT. Hopefully we can stream a few more of their races, as it is always very good racing. So I have been Cameron Hawes. Thank you to all of you for tuning in, and hopefully we will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Have a good evening.